Hey, today, finally, I get to celebrate a woman I've been itching to celebrate all these years. I've known her for over 10 years. And if I tell you how I met her, you'll be amazed. It's interesting, and we've been friends since then. She's been a sister from another one. She's doing great things in the world, because she's moved from UK to US, and she's all over doing great things for herself, making Ghana proud, making Africa proud. And you know, this year, our theme for the standpoint is the woman on the move. And this is one heck of a woman on the move. I love and appreciate and admire so much. So much. She's an international celebrity hairstylist. And talk about all the big magazines in this world. She's been featured in them. She's big. I mean, she is really big. And I'm grateful to have her on the stand. And yes, she is very much a Ghanaian. Very, very much a Ghanaian. Well, my name is Gifty, and welcome to the Standpoint today. I'd like to say thank you to GTP for my cloth. My dress, in fact, my slitting cover is by Ophelia Crossland Designs. I'm so grateful to them. Makeup products, as always, from Paba Cosmetics, applied by Makeup and More. My beads by Egudzi Ghana. And then, of course, my sandals, Awo's Unisex Boutique. Thank you so much to them. We take a break. When we come back, we meet Charlotte Mensah, the international celebrity hairstylist. Very much a Ghanaian. You'll be amazed what she's doing. She has her own. Anyway, we'll be back. Welcome back to the Standpoint. If you just joined us today, we are celebrating an amazing young woman who is doing great things in across the world, really, across the world. I mean, she's been everywhere. I mean, she knows them all. She's been featured in all the top magazines in the world, and she's making us feel proud as Ghanaians, as Blacks, as Africans. And she is simply Charlotte. You'll get to meet her very soon. But let me say thank you to our sponsors, Goil Ghana Oil Company Limited. Goil, okay, so thank you to Walmart Africa as well. They produce Frytol cooking oil. Frytol is it's made from palm fruit, so it's cholesterol free. It's fortified with vitamin A, and then it's also endorsed, in fact, accepted and applauded by the Ghana Medical Association. Walmart Africa also imports into this country rice. That's fortune rice, which comes in 3 variants. The first one is the green package one, good for the soft dishes. And then the orange package one, that's the medium grain rice. And then the wine package Thai rice, which is long grain. It has all the nice aroma, so for your jollof and all that, you need to go for it. Always make sure you go for the right package for the right dish. Read what is written on the brand before you buy it. My guest today is an international celebrity hairstylist. She is an entrepreneur. She's a businesswoman. She's a fashionista. She's a diva in all the right senses. You know, I don't even know how to describe her again, but she is Charlotte Mensah. Charlotte Mensah has her own Charlotte Mensah Manketi oil product range. Welcome to the Standpoint.
Thank you. So nice to be here.
Good to have you here.
Yeah.
Now tell me about what is Manketi.
Okay, so Manketi, it's a nut that is grown in Namibia, which is it's actually grown in Namibia, Botswana, so it's the southern part of Africa. And the nut contains this oil, which the tree that the Manketi is grown on is called Mongongo. So this tree is widely grown. It's existed for more than 6,000 years. But of course, the people there don't really regard it as... And it had so many benefits, because I believe for the hair to look its best, it needs the right moisturizing oils, conditioners to make the hair look its best, especially Afro curly hair. So I had an opportunity to do one of my clients' wedding in the Serengeti, which is in Kenya. and one of the therapists introduced this oil to me. So all along, I've always wanted to make products, and I had in mind to use shea butter, which is, of course, from Ghana. We have the best shea butter in the world. Everyone knows that. But by the time I got round to actually making the products, shea butter is now in toilet roll. It's in
everything.
It's in everything. So it actually lost it's like that respect.
Uniqueness.
The uniqueness. It wasn't there anymore, and people wasn't regarding it as this amazing exotic oil. So then I thought to myself, well, this oil is also really, really good, and not much people know about it. And also, I wanted my brand to be very African as well. I like the name of it because I thought Manketi, nobody really knows it.
Yeah.
And the world has never heard of it. Everybody was talking about argan oil, Moroccan oil, this oil. And I thought, wouldn't it be brilliant if I could bring that oil over to the West, like to the UK shores? So I kept it to myself, and it took me 6 years to develop these products because I'm so particular about how I want things to be. And I always think, if I'm putting my name on something, it has to be the best.
Right.
Because I feel like sometimes as women and young people, we tend to cut corners because we just want something now, but it takes time, and it's all a process, and just, going through the whole planning, and also it's all self-funded. So it's literally me working, saving money, and funding the oil. So it took a lot longer. Most people said to me, 6 years. There's no way I could wait 6 years. And I'm like, well, I believe that everything has its time, and I wanted it to be right. The market at the moment is saturated with so many products. So also for me, what would make my product stand out? Because once you put something in a shop, there's like millions of products. What would make that customer or that client go to my product and say that's what they want to buy? So the formulation had to be right, and also the packaging had to be right, because for me, I'm very much about aesthetics. So I'm all about how nice something looks, and I'm very particular also what I even put in my house. And I always say what I want for me, that's what I want for my customer. So I wanted it to be 100% the truth. And the truth takes a long time because it's a lot of work. And also, I worked with many brands like L'Oreal. I worked with Aveda. I did loads of road shows for Aveda. I was in America like 3 years ago doing all these shows with them. And I always found that for me to get the right product, I would cocktail products. So I'll take a bit of this, a bit of that, and a bit of this to get what I wanted. And I'm like, well, why can't it just be one product that could do it all without you having to mix and match? But, since producing the products, we found that not only Afro clients like it, but a lot of Jewish women, Greek women. So anyone that has curly hair, whether they're from Greece or from wherever, and they all love it. Even Japanese girls love it.
And how is it going?
It's going really well. We've won over 9 awards. We just turned 2 years old on the 16th of March.
And you've won 9 awards already?
Awards, yeah. Wow. 9 beauty awards. We've won awards by Vogue and Marie Claire. We've won awards by, there's a magazine that's weekly in London called Stylist. So we've won award by Stylist, Marie Claire, all the beauty awards, all the best ones. We've won all of them.
Have you always had the dream of becoming a hairstylist? Is that being your childhood dream?
Not really. I was born in the UK, and at the age of 3 months, I left the UK to come and live with my grandmother because my parents had gone to the UK in the 60s. And it was very difficult during that time to be able to work and look after your kids. And I was the first child they had in the UK. So the easiest thing for my mum to do was to send me to my grandmother. So I grew up in Ghana from the age of 3 months to 11. And then I joined my mum at the age of 11. Shortly after that, 2 years later, my mum passed away. So I had a younger sister at the time who was 3. And it was some sort of bonding thing. I used to be the one to do her hair. And I would ask her. And I think through the conversations that I would get from me just doing her hair, it kind of made me really appreciate that I was quite talented at just doing hair. And I didn't even think of it as me going to be this hairstylist or anything. I just did it because there was no one else to do it. And also it was a good time for us to talk. So I'd ask her, how's nursery? How was she feeling? So it was also a bit of like a therapy. And my mum dying made it quite difficult for me. I was a very intelligent child when I was in Ghana, always was the first in my class. But for some reason, from all the trauma, I became very, like, my schoolwork wasn't as strong, so I was more kind of creative. So automatically, at the age of 15, my school would sit down with us and say, what would you like to do? And I think I naturally, because I've been doing my sister's hair, I chose hairdressing. And I went to the first black salon to open in the UK called Splinters. So I was lucky that I got...
first black salon?
First black salon. It was opened in 1971.
Right.
So that was the first ever, black in Europe actually, Splinters.
Right.
So Winston Isaacs was the founder of this salon, and automatically got a place at London College of Fashion, which was the best. If you've heard of Alexandra McQueen, Stella McCartney, they went to the same school as me. So I remember these people when I was growing up.
Right.
And I had the opportunity to do my training with Winston, who was like a dad to us. So I think because I'd lost my mum, I was always looking for the family. Right. And I loved the way he run his business. I loved the way there was this discipline. It was about professionalism. He always, you know, he wouldn't even let you chew a chewing gum. It's like, if you're late, you have to wait outside. He was very like, he was like more like a dad to us. And he really wanted us to do well. And yeah, it was just amazing. So just for me being around him and just seeing how well his business was run and the kind of people that I met as well. I think hairdressing is one of these careers that's like, it's almost like a therapy because you're always talking.
I was going to say that because it was, when I walked in there, I mean, the first time I came in there to do, the reason why I came in, people who know London know that I was living at Newington Green. Yes. And I'll take the bus to Portobello to come do it. Everybody thought I was crazy. Why was it? But for me, it was always a time to talk and to relax or detox, as we used to call it. Detox your whole system, you know. And it was everybody who came in there. It's like a family. You came in there not just for hair, but for something else. How did you develop that?
I think it's just me. I have love for people and I love people. So I have more of an holistic approach to doing hair. And I always say, you know, if there's love around me, then I'll produce the best work. So
in total, how many awards have you won so far?
So in total, probably about 30. Yeah, and I just won another one recently, actually, which is Afro Hairdresser of the Year.
Afro Hairdresser of the Year.
Yeah. So I won it 3 times now. So I'm going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh wow. To do my hair, you know.
Yeah. And the amazing thing is, when I won the awards, the hotel that the award was presented to me was the first job my father got when he went to the UK. It was in the Grosvenor House.
Grosvenor House?
Yeah, so my dad was this great musician when he was in London, in the, Ghana. And then when he went to the UK, his name was Sir Ajipon Mensah. Yeah, but he's, my dad's brother is Jerry Hansen.
Yes.
Yeah, and they formed the band called Ramblers.
Okay.
So what happened was when you get to the UK, whether you're a musician or whatever you are, life is very different.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
London the leveler.
So my dad said he couldn't get any job, and the first job he got was to wash plates. He said, I never washed a plate in Ghana, but that's the only job I could get. So you can imagine when I went on stage to accept the award, and I told them the story. People were crying. They were like, oh my God, you know.
I know, right?
Yeah, because it was like full circle. 50 years later, there I am standing on stage, being honored. They weren't even allowed to serve. Can you imagine? They weren't allowed to even serve the tables. Because, you know, 1968, a black man serving a table, you're joking. So you're at the back washing plates. So my dad literally cried. He was crying like, you know, it's like, what?
You were sitting there.
Yeah, he was like, you know, he was so touched. He was like, that was the best.
I know, right?
Thing that could have happened.
The plate washer's daughter.
The plate washer's daughter.
Yeah, standing in the same hotel. And this is a top-class hotel.
Top class. I mean, those tickets were like £300 per person.
Per person.
Yes. And I mean, like, when I sort of told them the story, because I just dedicated it to my dad, because I'm like, if my dad never went to the UK with my mum, I was the first child they had, it's amazing how our lives, you know, you just don't even realize they had sown those seeds. He went to work in that hotel, washing the place. Here I am on stage, being presented, being honored. So life is just amazing, honestly. And
life is amazing,
really
and
amazing.
you never ever underestimate anybody. Never look down upon anybody. Anybody. And those, I'm sure some of those who were looking down upon him or were not allowing him to come close to the table, some of them will be begging you to do their hair for them, you know. We'll come back and talk about the celebrities whose hair you've done so far. It's amazing. I'm privileged to have met some really world-class celebrities at the salon, you know, when I came to do my hair. Well, let me say thank you to our supporters. Go-Got Yogurt. I will tell you, yogurt is very, very good for you. And of course, the Royal Drinks by Casa Preco Company Limited. That's the Royal Apple Juice and Royal Orange Juice. Awake Purified Mineral Water, the first ever mineral water to be charity driven, you know. It was made so that, you know, you and I can contribute indirectly towards charity whilst we buy and drink very good purified mineral water. So I really don't joke with them. Awake Purified Mineral Water. Thank you for supporting us. Go-Got Yogurt, I've told you already. Of course, House of Foods, Auntie Vera, you know, I love you always. And Cake Techniques, thank you so much to all of you. Matames, they give us the port, and then Yep Cleaning Services takes care of our environment. We take a break. When we come back, you'll be amazed. She says she looks very simple. That's one thing I love about her. Very, very simple. And if you're not careful, you underestimate her. You will hear things. So we'll be back. Welcome back. Well, we're still talking to Charlotte Mensah, the international celebrity hairstylist and, you know, entrepreneur. She's now done her Manketi oil products, you know. As you can see, now they are on my table. Now you can see them. We'll talk about them. There's the shampoo, there's the conditioner, there is the oil for hair, there are the brushes, and then the travel pack. Listen, we'll be talking about that. But let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth. I don't see you do a lot of African stuff.
I need to. I really need to. This is so
well,
beautiful.
I'll give you cloth before you go. I'll give you GTP before you go this time.
Yeah.
You need to sew it.
Okay, I will.
One of these, when you're receiving your award, then you'll be wearing your GTP or your KT, then you'll be going on that. But thank you to GTP for my cloth, my dresses by Ophelia Crossland Designs. Thank you so much to them. Paba Cosmetics gives us the makeup products applied by Makeup and More. My beads by Egudzi Ghana, and then of course my sandals from Awos Unisex Boutique. Thank you to them so much. But Charlotte, so far 30 awards, you know, and I'm sure still counting, many more to come. But how has the journey been?
The journey's not been easy. It's been a lot of challenges, but I always say I let my challenges motivate me, because sometimes certain things happen because you need to learn a lesson, and you know, you meet very weird people on the way as well, and it's for you to really have a strong spiritual life, to be able to know who is for you, and just to keep the few people that are good for you close to you, and having a really good family balance. I think I owe it all to my husband as well, who's so like, you know, it's always behind the scenes, very supportive. It's not, because some men, if a woman is so driven, they can become very jealous. It's not that type of man. It's always with the kids, even like, you know, I remember when my daughter used to do ballet, and I'd go and pick her up, and all the mums would ask me, are you working for this family? I said, no, it's my daughter. We've never seen you before. They said, we always see the dad. So it's really important to have a good family balance, because if you're happy at home, you'd have a good career.
Yeah, and I must say that your husband is also a hands-on dad.
Yes,
helps around the house and everything. Yeah,
and that's really important.
Wherever I go to speak to young people, I tell them that, listen, no matter where you are, if you have something that you're good at, if you have something good, people will find you.
That's it.
You know, before we came, we were talking, I was trying to remember how I got to meet you, and I was in school doing my master's in London. I came to interview Ishmael.
Yes.
No, it was about gun violence,
Yes.
black on black gun
Yes,
crime.
that was a big
yes,
thing
in London, and I met her, and then we got talking, and he said, there's a Ghanaian with a salon here, and I just walked in here, and this is where we are. It's been amazing, and I was shocked where you are, of course, Portobello as an area, let's say, exclusive area kind of thing. Not everybody in UK we're talking about have been there before. But then people travel all the way.
People travel. I have...
even from the US, just to come and do their hair.
Senegal, Nigeria. We have Erica, Oprah. I was with Oprah last week. I had dinner with Oprah.
You're kidding me, girl. You did? Wow.
Yeah. So
you had hold on. You what?
Yeah, it was an amazing.
You had dinner with Oprah.
I had dinner with Oprah because I met in the late 90s. I used to go to Atlanta to do the big hair shows, and I met a friend who Derek, who does makeup. We're actually going to come and do something really big in Ghana in the summer, so look out for that. But Derek's been doing. He was doing Michelle Obama before, and he just last 7 years been working on Oprah. So they came to London like in 2014, and he was like, you got to meet Oprah. You know what? There was so much people around Oprah. When I saw her, I couldn't even speak. And he said, look, we're having dinner. Why don't you just come by? And I'm like, you sure? Like, is she not going to mind? And I just couldn't believe it. I was just crying. I was like, I just don't even know what to say to you. And like, honestly, we had such a wonderful time just talking to her. And she just kept saying, just keep going. That's all she said. Keep going.
Wow.
Keep going. Because we all have it in us. We all have it in us. And the journey is long, but you would come to the light. The light is there. You just have to keep every day
keep believing,
right? And keep believing.
You remember one of the time I told you that I keep practicing what I'll say to Oprah when I meet her.
Right.
I stand in the mirror and then I keep practicing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So you've done Oprah. You have Erykah Badu,
Janelle Monáe, the rapper Eve. In fact, Eve's like a friend. We actually cook jollof in my house together. And who else? There's so many. Zadie Smith, Afua Hirsch. I don't know if you've heard of her. She just written this amazing book. She's here in London. So many people.
I met the Senegalese there once. Is this Senegalese or Nigerian?
Senegalese. President's wife comes in. Aliko Dangote's daughter's coming. I don't want to call all names, but yeah. But we have literally, it's just you meet some amazing, great women. That's all I can say because it's not always has to be someone that's on TV.
And
but
there are
it's
whites,
just,
some whites who come in as well.
Oh, we have amazing. Yeah, we have like
and my crazy friend Madeleine.
Yeah, Madeleine. We have
with
so
all her antique.
She has a lot of vintage. She loves Gifty. Always trying to find amazing vintage jewelry for you because she knows you love your jewelry. There's so many amazing
have you had a moment to sit down and look at your life and say, how did I get here?
I've never really, I get my energy off people, so I just keep going. I've never really because everyone always says to me, God, you've done so well. And I'm like, there's so much to do. You have no idea. I have to keep going. There's just so much to do. And I actually love helping people and I love seeing people progress. Like I've had my business now since my shop. I've had it on Portobello for 16 years. But I actually began the whole hairdressing 32 years ago. So I've met so many people in the way, like so many greats. So everyone, if you said my name, they will know who I am. And everyone has a story because I'm always about love, sharing, laughing, giving. So people always giving me, like, sometimes I'm like, how did this happen for me? But then people say, but Charlotte, you're so nice to them all the time. So it's both ways. Light reflects light. So what you give is what you would get. And, if you really like something and you want to be successful.
And it all started by you doing your little sister's hair.
That's it. And just keep pouring into it. You have to keep pouring in. The more you pour in, the more it would overflow for you. It wasn't anything.
Let's talk about the kind of photo shoots you do with the hair and everything.
Oh, my God.
Do they tell, is it just about hair photo shoot or you just...
For me, I love... At the moment, there's a big awakening for black people. It's like everyone keeps saying it's our time, but I think it's always been our time. We just haven't owned it. But all over the world, I'm sure you've heard a lot about the Black Panther, there's a lot of great women directors in the
The
world
Wakanda
now.
movement.
The Wakanda movement. So I put this collection together, and this is called Afro Future. Now, if you look at the styles, they're quite simple. It's not like it's anything too over the top or too complicated. But I just wanted to tell a story, because when I put a collection together, for me it's more about my artistry, not just creating hairstyles. It's more about the artistry. And us as we're like sculptures, we're beautiful people. We're like queens, we're regal, but we never seem to, and the way the world is kind of sort of, I don't know, like they've kind of brainwashed us to think that we're not, so you don't find people really enjoying their true beauty.
Right.
So when I put a collection together, for me it's all about the motherland, Africans. I mean, this woman, we probably call her Darby here or whatever, but it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's that power and the energy behind her eyes. And also the gold. I mean, this was just like, it's almost like her skin is so beautiful. It's dripping.
Yeah.
We are goddesses.
Well, what do you make of this? I'm sure you've seen a lot of these Ghanaians. We dying to change our color. Bleaching becoming...
Oh my God, I think it's so sad. It's definitely an insecurity, and I love putting these type of shoots together. Like what I did for Erica Badu was simply hair threading. And if you walked on Ghana, Accra High Street, they'll probably laugh at you and think there's something wrong with you. But for me, it's about us appreciating who we are.
Let me take another break. When we come back, we'll talk about the product.
Yes.
Amazing. I'm just... Well, we'll be back. Welcome back to The Standpoint. Oh, one of the programs that you wish will never end, but this is the last bit. Oh, okay. Hopefully, we'll get it back here another time. Well, The Standpoint is also sponsored by Walmart Africa. They produce Phyto cooking oil, which is made from the palm fruit. So it is cholesterol free. It's fortified with vitamin A and endorsed by the Ghana Medical Association. Walmart Africa also import Fortune rice into this country, and they come in 3 variants: the green package one for soft dishes, the orange package one for medium grain, dishes, and then of course the wine package one, long grain with all the right aroma for your jollof and what have you. We say thank you to African Women's Development Fund, AWDF. They sponsor African women's organization across Africa. Thank you to Casa Preco for giving us the royal drinks, royal apple, royal orange, and of course, Awake Purify mineral water. Gogot Yogurt always supports us with the yogurt. Yogurt is good for you as a woman. Thank you to House of Foods, Cake Technique, Yap Cleaning Services, and of course, a Matamis. Now, before I come to you, let me go to the audience and speak to the beautiful ladies here with all their kente head wrap. And they are queens of Dollhouse. Now, tell me about you. Who are you?
Thank you very much for having us. Okay, so Dollhouse is a women empowerment group, but basically interested in the younger ones. And we try to encourage people to learn handworks, more of entrepreneurship kind of thing. And we saw your show. It's just beautiful, encouraging young women everywhere. So we decided to come and sit and also learn. So the reason for the doll, like she said, she learned how to do all these things with her sister.
Yeah.
We came across this whole thing that if you're a child, when you're growing up with your doll, that's when you learn maternal instincts, all the things. So this house is a house where we take care of all these things that we grew with, and the whole package that we grew up with.
Okay.
While we play with our dolls. So that's the whole package about the Dollhouse.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
When we were kids, your doll, you either sew for your doll or you braid
We
your
learn
doll's
all those
hair,
things as
your
kids.
hair.
And so, yeah. Yes. So we have to go back and
In
appreciate
fact,
the doll very
sometimes we
much.
actually dismantle the doll.
Yes. We sleep with it, we wash it, we learn so many things with the doll. So that's when our when you grow up, all the things that you pick up from your doll, it happens in life and all that. So we decided to name ourselves the Dollhouse.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, Shala, this is where we are. This is the product we have so far. The shampoo, the conditioner, the oil, the hair oil, and then the
miniature ones.
miniature ones,
Yeah.
and then the brushes.
The brushes are amazing. We just literally launched it like 2 weeks ago, and it was made specifically for curly hair, because you find that a lot of people, when they brush their hair, they lose hair. So I've been working on the brushes for 2 years as well.
Yeah.
And you hardly lose any hair. It's almost like you're just using your fingers to detangle. And it's so soft on your scalp, so it's good for massaging as well.
I see.
And also good for blow drying. So when you're wearing your hair extensions, you could use it to blow dry. And it leaves it with a really nice natural sheen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So these are the products you have. And you talked about there's a hairspray that's coming up.
Yeah, so we have a mist. It's the Manketi oil mist, which is like a finisher, because you have a lot of people are busy. They might be going on TV, and they just need their hair to look, really like it's just been washed and blow dried. So when you use that first before you style it, it just gives it this life. So the hair looks fresh and bouncy again, but without weighing it down. And that comes out in a couple of weeks.
Charlotte, how are we going to benefit from you as Ghanaians?
Oh, well.
Since you are our own.
Yes, so I've had this dream for a long time to have an academy, and I spoke to you about this academy years back. And I realized that to actually put a physical building up, it would just take so long. So what I've decided to do, I'm actually working with CNN on this in a few months. It's called the Move-In School.
Okay.
So we literally, because I've done it in Tanzania, I've done it in Senegal, where we come to you. So we could be anywhere. We could just come to Kumasi one day. So it's like a trailer bus, but it's a salon. So we move from province to province and just teaching. And it could be things as basic as even how you handle a client. Because sometimes you're good at the skills, but your approach is not. And its attitude is everything as well. And what makes someone likes you it's your temperament.
Right.
Because sometimes we just feel like, oh, I can do this, I'm this big, so we turn to kind of lift up our arms and think that we're better. So for me, it's just even the art of conversations, what you talk to your clients about. Because you can't be telling them everything. There has to be a certain boundaries.
Right.
And I find that all of these things are missing. Also, how do you become the best? Because there's so many salons. I mean, I look around here, and I think on every corner there's at least 6 or 7 salons. So I'm like, well, how does this one stand out from? And they're all doing the same thing, and they all don't even look happy doing it, because you have to keep challenging yourself. You have to keep bettering yourself. And also just standing out, being the best, challenging yourself. Okay, you've done that last year. What are you doing next year? You have to set yourself a goal and work towards the goal. Where are your goals? What's your goals for 2018? Some people, they're still thinking on things on 2015. That's gone. You need to set yourself goals and try and achieve them. And you can only try and achieve them by trying every day to be better than you were yesterday.
Right.
Because you're as good as your last job. So if you did a bad job today, that's what people remember you for.
Yeah.
Not the good one that you did yesterday. So you have to keep being the best at all times.
What is next for you, Charlotte?
Oh, gosh. Well, so
The next 5 years.
The next 5 years, I'm going to write a book. So I need to get that done.
Somebody would have said, oh, I've done it all. I've met Oprah. I've met Erica. I've done this. I've worked with, I've done it all. So, let me chill. You're going to write a book on what?
Just life and hair artistry. And I love art as well. So just concentrate on art and definitely just keep empowering young people and just,
When are you going to write about you?
By
your
me.
book, your story.
Well, I've begun writing some, so I'm just waiting for that publisher to come along to, But,
so we are looking at books.
Yeah,
Not
books.
a book.
Books.
Right.
Books, and just do more in Ghana. And I love Africa. There's so much. I think we should travel as well, because traveling just next door, Ivory Coast, seeing the other part, it really lifts you and it enlightens you. Because more or less we're the same, but we all do things slightly different, and we can all learn from each other, and that's how you grow. So, I mean, don't just think that, I have to wait to get a visa to go to the US. Listen, we got so much goodness around us. so much from Mali to Benin. There's so much that we need to enrich our spirits with that. And that alone just helps a lot.
Charlotte, I met you in 2004.
Yeah.
2004. So I've seen when Farida
Was the baby.
was brought to the saloon,
Yeah.
being fed at the saloon. Seen parts when she's from school and then she comes to the saloon, to now that she's a big girl, she can go on the bus on herself, by herself,
she does,
and then go home to do stuff, and sometimes bring you stuff from home to the saloon.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you manage it? Being a wife, a mother, a motivator, a world traveler, hairstylist, everybody pulling you. How do you get it?
I think it's about quality, spending quality time. Like when I'm at home, it's for me and my children and my husband. It's our time. We travel. For me, it's all about seeing how other people do things, and it takes a lot off your load because it's not easy trying to do it all. So sometimes when you have got a weekend off, we jump on a Eurostar, we go to Paris. Just, you know, you need to kind of live because the life is not long as well. I mean, I'm here in Ghana, particularly for my auntie who passed away. So we went for the burial today. And, you know, I remember talking to her the day I won the award, and she's like, oh, are you cool? Are you cool? And today she's not here. So you have to live life. And it's true what Gifty is saying. I mean, I'm just so touched by seeing that beautiful baby of hers. She's such a darling. She's so amazing. And it's just a great
and
thing.
Charlotte bought a Nyonyam
Oh,
a book. But I mean, apart from that beautiful dress, I mean, the beautiful dresses, I love, I mean, why didn't you buy a bigger one? So that I wear and leave it for her.
You need to be tweening. I need to get you one so you wear it as
for
tweening.
you to even think about buying her a Maya Angelou book.
Yes, because they're
a 7-month-old baby.
Yeah, she's the future leader. You guys are tomorrow's world. You know, we need to start from the baby. Like, she's an amazing, I have not met this child. I've just been seeing pictures of her.
I know.
And the love that even the outside, people that have not met you, the way they say, have you met this woman? I'm like, oh, that's my sister.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's my daughter, you know. And it's just great. And you so deserve everything, honestly.
It's so good.
You are
It's so
truly an
good.
amazing woman. And
You remember how we talked? I said it will never happen. You said it will?
Yes.
She always told me never to.
Yeah. Amazing.
Nyamipe.
Yeah. Oh, it's just,
She always used to tell me never to give up on myself.
Yeah,
and that
so amazing.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Honestly,
Pleasure having you, talking to you. I mean,
yeah.
Thank you so much, Charlotte, for coming to share.
Thank
and we
you.
promise you, viewers, as the time gets closer, we'll put out the information how to get in touch with the masterclass team that will be coming, Charlotte and her team.
Yeah.
And so we'll let you know on all our social media platforms and, of course, on the Standpoint as well. It's a blessing having you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You've been amazing. I never knew this day would happen, but it has. And
it
I
has.
think it would be good for my auntie who passed as well, because she got buried today, and you know, like they'd just be so happy. Because one thing I always said is, like, every time I've won an award or done something, it's like I always in visions I just see my family just smiling from heaven. So
amen.
Yeah,
Amen,
they paved the way for us, and just got to do great, guys. Yeah.
And we are proud of you. We take a break. When we come back, we give you a bit of me. Life is a journey. It is a process. It's not an event. It's not an occurrence. It's not an occasion. It's a process. It's a journey. One step at a time. Don't take it for granted. And make sure you enjoy the scenery. Everything that comes your way, take the positives out of it. Learn from the bad experiences, the mistakes. Learn from it. But don't take all the things that come your way for granted. Because one day you will look back and regret all the little things that happen to us on the journey. The obstacles, the smooth ways, the fauna, the rivers, what have you, that we see along the way, even the fires, they all add up to strengthen us on our way. We are women on the move. 2018, that is our motive. That's our theme. That's our passion. That we should be women on the move. But the woman on the move doesn't just keep moving. Like a train that's lost its brakes. No. You add value to yourself. Everything that you do, your attitude, your passion, your profession, your home, everything, you add value to it. Every time you ask yourself, what else can I do to make me a better person? What else can I do to make me stand out from the Lord? What else can I do to make my business become the standard, not the norm? Don't be in a hurry to be in competition with others. Be in competition with yourself. Concentrate on what you can do to make you a better person. And again, I add that it doesn't matter where you find yourself. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. What matters is what you're willing to do about your life today. How you're going to strategize and plan so that tomorrow will be better than yesterday. It's a journey. We can make it. We can complete this journey only if we decide to walk hand in hand with God. If we decide to allow God to be at the center of everything that we do. You know me, I always say it, I'm a woman with super crazy faith in God. I don't take anything that happens to me for granted. I know God has got me covered, but it doesn't mean that I should sit at one place and wait for manna to fall. Be on the move. Learn. Get information. Improve upon yourself. One step at a time. And one day, we will all be smiling. My father used to say something that wherever you stand, you see a star. Some shine so bright, some not so bright, but they are all stars. You don't have to dim somebody's light for your light to bright. When we come together with our little lights as women, and when we put it together, we illuminate the world. Let us be our sisters' keepers as women. Let's hold our hands, celebrate each other, encourage each other, inspire each other, and keep moving. As always, my name remains Gifty Auntie. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week, and don't lose your faith. Bye for now.